Hi everyone, I'm Laurel Marie Hickey and welcome to What's Blank Got to Do With It. Our What's Blank topic today is what's risk tolerance and risk capacity got to do with it. Market volatility, uncertainties surrounding global events are in the forefront of investors' minds. And sometimes you need to have a conversation with your wealth advisor. You need a little bit of clarity and you're not quite sure what question to ask because you don't want to do a knee-jerk reaction and change your entire long-term financial goals. So addressing the elephant in the room, what is the question that we often hear is, am I taking on too much or too little risk? And the answer is, it really depends on you. So questions, absolutely you need to ask them. When we have a question as it relates to investments or our plan, sometimes there is a fear of appearing uninformed when we ask our questions, but I say cancel clear that. If you've got a question, make sure that you ask it. And the reason why is, as wealth advisors, wealth teams, we want to know what it is that you worry about, what keeps you up at night, and we want to know what's important to you. So if you have that question, we can help give you clarity. So breaking down that question into simple terms, are we talking about risk tolerance or risk capacity? Because they're two very different things. Risk tolerance refers to your comfort zone. So it's your comfort zone. How are you feeling when we have volatility? I guess as it relates to an airplane, right? If you have a lot of volatility, a lot of movement on the airplane, it's a very bumpy ride and you're uncomfortable. It's the same thing with risk tolerance. You know you're going to get to the destination, but how is your emotional comfort of risk? So as it relates to risk tolerance, we have 5 different risk tolerances in our industry. They are income, conservative, balanced, which is right in the middle, growth, and maximum growth. So you do have choices as it relates to risk tolerance if you are finding that you are emotionally uncomfortable with the risk. But really, I think that what you need to ask of yourself and have a conversation about is your risk capacity. Before you make any changes, know what your risk capacity is. That is something completely different than risk tolerance. Your risk capacity is your financial ability to endure potential losses. It's determined by concrete financial circumstances such as your age, your income, your debt, your time horizon. So knowing both factors, your risk tolerance and risk capacity, is essential for crafting a balanced investment strategy. It's important to balance both. You want to make sure that you're not taking on more risk that you can handle emotionally as well as financially. We say it always drives with a financial plan. So having a wealth plan is important. Paired with that wealth plan, that investment plan, is a financial plan. You really need to know, will your numbers work and what rate of return do you need to have in order for you to reach your goals, dreams, and desires. I'm going to give you an extreme example just to give you an idea why it's important to balance capacity as well as tolerance as it relates to risk. Just say that you had a maximum growth portfolio with the highest risk, but you had an emotional comfort for that risk. You were very comfortable with it. But what if your capacity to take risk was not strong? What if the numbers did not allow you to take that risk? Your goals, dreams, and desires could be hindered and impacted by a down in the market, and the recovery, really, we wouldn't know. I always like to come from a place of choices. When you know what your risk tolerance is, when you know what your risk capacity is, you have a choice to put your money at risk in the market. And so knowing both and having numbers to support that, and not only having numbers to support that, but also reviewing on a regular basis is something that a wealth team does. So I hope I piqued your interest a little bit on the difference between risk tolerance and risk capacity. Working with a wealth team can really make a difference here. We love to have conversations with our clients. We are happy to have a conversation with you. We feel that you should be aligned with the way that you're investing and you should have regular communication with your wealth team. We really want to know what our clients are thinking, what they worry about, what's important to them. So working through volatility is something that we have to do if you are in the market. There's always going to be ups and downs, but the conversations are continuous. As always, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions at all or would like a one-on-one meeting. I'm Laurel Marie Hickey. I am a Senior Portfolio Manager and Senior Wealth Advisor with Wellington Altus Private Wealth.